Hello folks, and welcome back this week to my channel, Cooking with Mary Sue. Before we begin, would everybody please hit like and subscribe, and share this with your friends if you like to. This week, like usual, we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to make a pie, and it's going to be a little different than most pies. I'm going to make a low sugar pie. When I make desserts at home, I tend to try to make low sugar or sugar-free if I can, mainly because my husband he's type 2 diabetic, so he has to watch how much sugar he takes every day. He tries to keep it very low. He can't have too much at one time. And he does like pie. So over the years, I've looked around trying to figure out how to make a low sugar pie, and I came across this at Walmart one time. They have, it says, no sugar added apple pie filling. They also have it in cherry, no sugar added cherry pie filling. There is just a little bit of sugar in this. The apple has 5 grams and the cherry has 4 grams, which there is a lot less than what you find in most pie fillings. I looked online and saw that Duncan Hines also has pie filling in a can that's low sugar. I just haven't found it where I shop though. I have found the apple and the cherry, and that's the only flavors I can find it in. I do wish I could find it in a peach flavor, but I haven't yet. Before we start making a pie, I always use the roll-out pie crust, any brand, doesn't matter. And before you use it, you have to take it out of the fridge and let it sit room temperature for about 15-20 minutes. If you try to use it when it's too chilled, it'll kind of crack when you roll it out, it'll break and crack. And if you let it sit out too long, then it gets kind of too soft to form. These have been out about 20 minutes, just right. I'm going to cut this one off. Ugh. Okay, come on out. Okay, first I'm going to do, sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I forget sometimes. I'm going to spray my little pie plate so this doesn't stick when it cooks. I'm going to roll this out very easy. Oh yeah, it's just perfect. About 20 minutes is just right for it to lay out and get room temperature. Now, I'm going to lay the bottom filling in. Push it down around the edges. There. Easy peasy. I will probably never learn how to make a homemade pie shell. So thank goodness they make these little roll-out pie shells. Okay. Now for the filling. And I'm going to add cinnamon, ground cinnamon to my apple. I'm going to make apple cinnamon pie. I think cinnamon is always good for flavoring apples. So I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on the bottom, and the middle, and the top. I'm going to sprinkle all around generously. I want to have a strong cinnamon flavor. See there? And I am using just ground cinnamon, not cinnamon sugar, just ground cinnamon, which is sugar-free. Pop this top off. This is a deep dish pie shell. It takes 2 of these cans of pie filling. Let's see. I made the cherry pie about a month ago, so I decided to make the apple this time. I kind of switch it back and forth. Occasionally I will make sugar-free cake, because there is a brand out there, I think it's Pillsbury, that does make a sugar-free cake mix and also icing, sugar-free icing. Okay, now that's the first can. I'm going to add a little more ground cinnamon in the middle. Well, not a little, kind of a lot. I like to have a lot of cinnamon flavor. Okay, now we're going to pop the top of the second can. When I make desserts to take to church, when we used to have lunches at church, we can't right now, but when I did, I would make any kind of dessert for church. But if he's going to eat it, I try to make sure it's low sugar. Okay, here's the other pie filling. Just dump it in, spread it around, get all that juice out. Okay. Spread it a little bit. Mmm, that tastes so good. Now I'm going to put more cinnamon right on top. Okay. That looks good. Now there's two ways I can do the top for this pie. I take the other pie shell here. Sometimes I have just laid this other pie shell right on top, poke a few holes in to let the steam out, and just cook it like that. And sometimes I like to make it fancy and make a lattice on top. I'm not the best at doing lattice work, but doesn't have to look great, it just has to taste great, right? Okay, we're going to roll this one out. Okay, that's rolled out nice and smooth. I'm going to take a pizza cutter here. Move back. Just going to slice this about 1/4 inch strips, no more than 1/2 inch. Gonna make a bunch of slices here. These little pizza cutters come in handy for slicing all kinds of things, not just pizza. Okay. One more. There. Okay. Now we got that sliced like this, all kinds of little strips. Now we're going to start doing a lattice work on here, or attempt to, at least. I'm going to start with my widest piece, the longest piece, and lay it right across. Okay. Sometimes I kind of get confused on what goes up and down, which direction. Let's put this one under, this one over. It gets a little confusing. They're not always perfect, but like I said, they taste good. Another one this way. Okay. I have to work it back and forth, sort of. Alright, I'm going to put this one on top. Just kind of play with it, kind of zigzag it back and forth, over and under. Gets confusing trying to remember which one goes which way. Okay. That one's under. I'll let this one go on top here. Put this one under. Okay. I can scoop this one over and squeeze another one in here. Kind of like playing with artwork here. Make room for my next one here. You can kind of move them around, it's no problem. If they don't work where you want it to, just scoot it over. There. Put this one here on top. Put another one here, but let's go under that one. I might go under this one. Move that one around. Okay. That's over, that's under. Like I said, I get totally confused which way I'm going on this. No, that's okay. This one will work here. Put that one under. And I'm going to stick this one under. Okay. I'll put this one down here. Cover that one up. Let that one go under. Sometimes I have a little bit left over and sometimes I don't. Depends how I work it out. It never works out the same way twice. It always works out a little different. Okay, I think I'm out of room here for any more pieces. I just kind of fold these up and make a little, just roll them up, pinch them together with my fingers there. These little pieces I'm pinching on the corners here, when they cook, they taste really good, nice and crunchy on the end here. Okay. When I cook this in the oven, I cook it on, it says 425 on the can of pie filling. It's going to cook about 45 minutes to an hour, at least. And after the first 20 minutes, you take it out of the oven and you're going to put little strips of aluminum foil all around the edges here, the top edges. Because if you don't, when a pie is cooking, your edges around the side here always gets done faster. I have cooked pies and forgot to do that and take them out, and the edges would be just about burnt. The rest of the pie is okay, but the edges do cook faster. So you cover it with aluminum foil after the first 20 minutes and leave it on there until the pie is done. The rest of it gets golden brown. Okay? And before I put it in the oven, when I have a lattice top pie like this, I always put it on top of a pizza pan to cook. Because when you cook in a lattice top, all that open spaces, the pie film will occasionally bubble out a little bit on the edges and kind of come out and roll over. And I'd rather clean up the pizza pan than try to clean up the oven. So while it's cooking, I just let it bubble over on the pan here. Okay. Put this in the oven. $425 for about at least 45 minutes to an hour. I'll set my timer. In 20 minutes I will take it out and put little pieces of aluminum foil all around the edge, which is a lot easier said than done. Okay, and about an hour ago I did cook in the oven for everybody to see. See there? How that one came out? Nice golden brown. Here's the little edges on the side there that I pinched up. If you want to, you can use a fork and crimp the edges together with a fork. I've done it before sometimes. There's no set rule how to make a pie. Now he can have this tonight with after supper, and it's low sugar. Okay. Well, that's all for this week, folks. If you'd like to see any more, any special desserts or anything in mind I can try to cook, let me know. I will think of something by next week. And we will enjoy this low sugar pie tonight. I even have some low sugar ice cream. Yes, Breyers makes ice cream called low carb ice cream. It doesn't say it's low sugar. On the front it says low carb. But if you read the side of it, it is low sugar. It's only about 3 or 4 grams. I get the chocolate flavor for me, and for him, he likes the, what is it, the pecan, butter pecan. That is so good on this pie here. Butter pecan ice cream on top of the apple pie. And to tell you something weird, my uncle, he used to like to melt a piece of cheddar cheese on top of apple pie. I've tried that. It's okay. Cheese and apple pie is pretty good. But let me know what you think of this, and I will see y'all next week. Bye for now.